Hi, my name is Brad Mendelson, and I'm going to read you a story. Everybody loves to laugh. What makes you laugh? A funny joke? A silly cartoon? Your daddy's whiskers tickling your cheek when he kisses you goodnight? Laughter is very important, you know. In fact, doctors say people who laugh every day are healthier than people who don't. And this book, Have You Seen the Tickle Bug?, is all about laughter and how important it is to laugh every single day. Have You Seen the Tickle Bug? Written and illustrated by Braddon Mendelson. Hey, that's me! Zeke the zookeeper found a new bug for his insect exhibit. It was a tiny purple tickle bug. It had blue eyes, 6 legs, and 2 fuzzy brown feelers that he used for tickling. Zeke made a beautiful home for his new insect inside a shiny gold cage. He put white rocks in the cage for the tickle bug to climb on and green plants for him to eat. The tickle bug liked the rocks and the plants, but not the gold cage. He was not happy there. Something was missing. He needed someone to tickle. Later that day, Zeke counted his insects. There were 87 ladybugs, 14 crickets, 12 stink beetles, 32 locusts, 61 earwigs, 49 cockroaches, 3 caterpillars, 2 grasshoppers, and 1 empty gold cage. Zeke looked inside the home he had made for the little creature. He saw the white rocks and the green plants, but no ticklebug. "The ticklebug has escaped!" he exclaimed. "I must find the ticklebug!" The ticklebug flew circles in the air looking for someone to tickle. He flew up to some tall trees and tried to tickle their leaves, but they did not laugh. Then he saw a huge picture of a lady drinking from a glass. He tickled the picture, but the lady did not laugh. Then he flew to a large pole with a light on the end of it. He tickled the light, but it did not laugh. As he soared high above the streets, he looked down and saw all kinds of people working and walking and driving cars. None of them were laughing. None of them were even smiling. What they need is a good tickle, thought the ticklebug. He saw a man selling flowers from a little cart. The ticklebug whooshed down and hid behind some purple violets. Then, when no one was looking, he dashed up and tickled the flower man under the chin. The flower man laughed and laughed and laughed. Laughed the flower man. It made the ticklebug very happy to see the flower man laugh. But the flower man said, "Go away, ticklebug. Do not tickle me. I am busy selling flowers and do not have time to laugh." The ticklebug zipped over to a fire station. Inside, a fireman was cleaning a dusty red fire engine. The ticklebug crawled inside his collar and tickled his neck. The fireman laughed and laughed and laughed. Laughed the fireman. It made the ticklebug very happy to hear the fireman laugh. But the fireman said, "Go away, ticklebug. Do not tickle me. I am busy cleaning my fire truck and do not have time to laugh." Next, the ticklebug flew into a school. He saw a teacher speaking to a room full of children. With his 2 fuzzy brown feelers, he tickled her behind the ear. The teacher laughed and laughed and laughed. Laughed the teacher. It made the ticklebug very happy to see the teacher laugh. But the teacher said, "Go away, ticklebug. Do not tickle me. I am busy teaching my students and I do not have time to laugh." Then the ticklebug soared through the classroom, tickling all the students. They giggled and snickered and chuckled. Said some students. Said some others. "Go away, ticklebug," said the students. "Do not tickle us. We are too busy learning things and do not have time to giggle or snicker or chuckle." The ticklebug fluttered slowly out the window, tired and sad. He was tired from trying to tickle so many people, and sad because they were all too busy to laugh. Zeke the zookeeper was also very sad because he had lost the ticklebug. He walked down the street handing out flyers. Lost 1 ticklebug, color purple, eyes blue, legs 6, fuzzy brown feelers 2. Contact the zoo. He handed a flyer to the man selling flowers. Have you seen the ticklebug? He asked. He went that way, answered the flower man, pointing toward the fire station. I wish he would come back, though. I've had a hard day, and I could really use a good chuckle. Zeke saw the fireman leaning up against a shiny red fire engine. Have you seen the ticklebug? Asked the zookeeper, handing him a flyer. He went that way, replied the fireman, pointing toward the school. I hope you find him. I've finished cleaning my fire truck, and now I'm ready to laugh. By the time Zeke arrived at the school, the students had all gone home for the day. Zeke saw the teacher working at her desk. Have you seen the ticklebug? He asked. Yes, said the teacher. He came into our classroom today, but we were all too busy to laugh, so he flew out the window. Zeke went to the window and looked outside. He saw beautiful trees, their green leaves flittering in the gentle breeze of a clear blue sky. He saw butterflies performing their graceful air ballet amid a sea of colorful flowers. All of nature seemed to be enjoying the day. He wondered if the ticklebug was enjoying it too. The next day, Zeke came to the zoo early to count his insects. There were 87 ladybugs, 14 crickets, 12 stink beetles, 32 locusts, 61 earwigs, 49 cockroaches, 2 caterpillars, 1 cocoon, 2 grasshoppers, and still no ticklebug. When he looked at the empty gold cage with the white rocks and green plants, he felt sad. What I need is a good laugh, he thought. Just then, he felt something move inside his collar. It made him giggle. Then he felt a tickle behind the ear, under his chin, and on his belly button. He exclaimed. The zookeeper laughed and laughed and laughed. There is only one thing that can make me laugh this much. Can you guess what it was? The ticklebug rocketed out of the zookeeper's shirt and danced around in the air, darting this way and that way. He zipped his way through the zoo, circling the trees and dashing in and out of the animals' cages. He flew to the bear exhibit, where the flower man and his 2 children were looking at a little brown cub. The ticklebug glided over to them, and quicker than you can blink, began tickling. Said the flower man. Said his kids. Then he saw the fireman with his wife and baby looking at the flamingos. The ticklebug zoomed over to them, and quicker than you can blink, began tickling. Said the fireman. Said his wife. The baby laughed and wet her diapers. Then he saw a bright yellow school bus. The bus door opened, and the teacher and all her students came out. They were on a field trip to the zoo. The ticklebug flew down to them, and quicker than you can blink, gave them the biggest tickles they ever had. There were so many hee-hees, ha-has, and hoo-hoos that you couldn't hear anything else. Just laughter, giggles, snickers, and chuckles. Everyone inside the zoo seemed to be laughing, even the animals, as the ticklebug zipped around doing what he loved to do. Zeke the zookeeper is happy to have the ticklebug back, but he no longer keeps him inside the shiny gold cage. Now he lets him fly everywhere, tickling everyone who comes to visit. And the ticklebug is happy again too, because the people who come to the zoo are never too busy to laugh.